I'm very pleased to take this call on Part 5 of the Electricity Industry Bill, and as the member for Te Taitonga, there is something, this is an issue that I really need to talk to when we talk about Waitaki, because when you talk about the waters of Waitaki from their source at Aoraki through to the coast, these are of paramount importance to Ngāi Tahu. And Ngāi Tahu, of course, have put in their submission on this part of the bill. When this bill proposes to transfer ownership of both Tekapō A and B power stations to Genesis Energy from Meridian Energy, Ngāi Tahu went on to high alert. Aoraki is the sacred mountain range and Waitaki is the ancestral river, are both fundamental in the identity of every Ngāi Tahu person, and as such, Ngāi Tahu have inherited responsibilities as tangata tiaki to manage the natural resources across the takiwā. Indeed, it is extremely timely to be considering this issue in advance of the report of the Land and Water Forum, which is going to be released tomorrow. For the mana of Aoraki and the waters of the catchment are an integral element of the tribal, economic, cultural and spiritual values of Ngāi Tahu. We come then to the issue of asset reconfiguration specifically related to the Waitaki Power Scheme. In the Māori Party manifesto He Aha Te Mea Nui, we make the commitment to whānau, hapu and iwi as tangata tiaki to assist them to take whatever measures are necessary to ensure the well-being and future good health of the environment. In particular, we note that issues around water must include the mana whenua, including water rights and privatisation. And so we come to Supplementary Order 121. Te Runanga o Ngāi Tahu, in their submission, made the case very clear that shareholders ministers should enter any processes related to existing arrangements involving Ngāi Tahu in the spirit of good faith treaty partnership. They recommended a joint approach by Meridian and Genesis to address Ngāi Tahu matters in the Waitaki catchment, and wanted to encourage the government to recognise the importance of a proactive working relationship between both of these state-owned enterprises and Ngāi Tahu. A key recommendation put forward by Ngāi Tahu was that the relationship should provide a forum to resolve historic issues of cultural displacement in the Waitaki. And I want to place on record our support as the Māori Party for both Te Runanga o Ngāi Tahu and the local rūnaka to sit down with government to work through the complexities and consequences of the asset reconfiguration provisions in respect of the Waitaki Power Scheme. This is particularly important in light of clauses 124A, the purpose section of sections 124B to 124G. Clause 124A, subclause B, states that the purpose of sections 124B to 124G are to maintain the current effects on the environment and rights and obligations in respect of the Waitaki Power Scheme. And this is where the key issue falls for us, because from what Te Runanga o Ngāi Tahu has reported, the so-called current effects on the environment of the Waitaki Power Scheme are actually detrimental to their relationship with the Waitaki River. The challenge, therefore, for this House is to seek to improve the environment within the catchment rather than merely maintaining the status quo. We remind the House, therefore, of the position put forward so eloquently by Ngāi Tahu that any discussions involving mana whenua, both Te Runanga o Ngāi Tahu and the local rūnaka, must be entered into in the spirit of good faith treaty partnership. And we look forward to the commitment from the Minister as to how the advice of Ngāi Tahu will be taken on board.
Ngāi Mahuta.